I can't remember what artist it was who said they don't get paid to play, they get paid to travel. I can't remember who it was that said that.
Yeah, that's very true. You get paid to load stuff in and all that kind of stuff. That's right.
Yeah. So I guess obviously you're promoting the Ameripolitan Awards. What kind of inspired the idea of that, kind of obviously stepping away from the AMAs and CMAs and what other A's are out there? What kind of started that whole idea of Ameripolitan in general, I guess, even?
Well, pretty much, there's one guy who said that nobody likes to hear this kind of music, and that nobody wants to listen. Nobody likes their granddad's music, and nobody wants to listen to this type of music. They're either old farts or jackasses, and I don't care what they think.
We have heard that quote before.
That ticked me off, and it also ticked Ray Price off. And Ray Price said that fella, who was Country Music Association Entertainer of the Year, said that he ain't a hat made big enough to fit his head. So I happened to be on tour in Europe at the time, and when I heard about it, and I was in the shower, I was just fuming, and this song came to me. I'd rather be an old fart than a new country turd. I'm gonna do an award show just for the people that are keeping the roots in music, and people that do love their granddad's music, and probably just do one, see what happens, and that was 5 years ago, and it's every year sold out, and it's just been a real it's been a lot of work, but it's been great to be able to pat people on the back that are out there doing it and keeping their integrity and working hard at keeping the roots alive in music.
Absolutely. The thing that I noticed from the website, the line that I thought was so great was the line about that you're not leaving country behind, you're taking real country with you. And that's something I've always thought about with the term country music nowadays. Depending on who you ask, you're going to get a completely different reaction.
That's exactly right. Yeah. That's exactly right. Yep.
Well, because I remember we were talking about it once, how when people used to, complain about country music, they go, it's all the same thing, just sad stuff and breakups and heartbreak. And now when you ask people, they go, it's all the same thing. It's sitting on trucks and drinking on riverbanks.
Yeah. Well, it is. And it's, country music has always been, it's tried to appeal to the masses. It's about selling records too. I realize that.
Yeah.
But it's right now. What happened is what is country music today? I'm not a part of it. I don't identify with it, and I don't consider myself country. That's why we came up with Ameripolitan as a label. And it is now what country is what is played on the radio. That is what country is. If you ask a majority of the people, and what I do, they don't have a label for it, and so we had to make one because at the end of the day, country music, what it used to be, it's lost its identity. Today's country music, it's trying to please the hip hop people, it's trying to please the rock people, it's trying to please the pop people, it's trying to please everybody but people that love country music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, what goes through your mind when you hear? Because I know it bugs the hell out of me. What goes through your mind when you hear someone in one of these newer country songs name dropping like a Waylon Jennings or a Merle Haggard when none of their shit sounds anything like that they're name dropping?
Well, exactly. That's one thing you cannot hide. You can't hide your influences. I don't care how you try. You're gonna listen to my stuff, and if I was to tell you that all I listened to was Boys to Men and Elton John music, you'd pretty much say, I don't hear it. Well, that's kind of the way I feel when I hear these guys talking about George Jones and Merle Haggard and Waylon Jennings. That they mostly listen to Boys to Men and Elton John and stuff like that, because that's what they sound mostly like.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with it, but be honest.
Yeah, it always blows my mind.
you cannot lie about your influences because you wear them out on your sleeve, no matter who you are. You're a who you you are what you eat. That's what it is.
Well, actually, that's what we've been saying pretty much since the first episode of this. Because I mean, we're in our 20s, and obviously we love this type of music. We don't subscribe to that bullshit kind of country, and we've always said, like, just be honest about what you are. Like Kip Moore, who's out there, he's playing rock music, and he's admitting he's playing rock music. He's not sitting out there saying, "Oh, I'm doing Waylon." He's saying, "No, I'm doing my own thing, and it's rock." And all these other people who are trying to tell you, like, "No, I'm still playing country." It's like, no, you're really not. Or I guess
you're really not.
Yeah, or as you say, yeah, they're playing what it is now, which is sad, but.
Well, exactly. Just be honest about it. That's like you said. There's nothing wrong with honesty.
Yeah.
So you go a long way telling the truth about it. But country music industry's been lying to itself for a long time now, trying to say that they've been country music.
Oh yeah.
So just because you put a fiddle on a track don't make it a country record.
Well, it's like we even said, we were talking about it last week with we talked about Alan Jackson last week and how he's been just rebelling against it forever, and since he's such a staple in the country genre now, that Music Row has to be like, oh no, we get what you're saying, but they're not doing anything to go against it or to fix it. They're just kind of saying like, oh yeah, Alan says that, we agree, but they're not actually doing anything about it.
Nope, they're not doing anything about it, and it's frustrating. I mean, it always has been for me for many, many, many years.
Yeah.
But when people who could make a difference could stand up and say, "Hey, enough is enough." You people are ruining the history of what. The thing is, it doesn't have to stand still. What I think about Ameripolitan music, I think you're going to find, just to name some of the people that have won in the past. By the way, it's a 100% fan voted on, so
yeah,
it's like, I mean, we've gotten 12,000 votes already.
Nice,
yeah, wow. Over yet. 12,000 people voted, so it's a growing genre. I mean, it's a living, breathing. It's not something that's stagnant.
Yeah.
I think if you listen to people like the past winners, James Hand, who's going to be on the award show in Memphis, James Hand, Whitey Morgan.
Yeah.
If you listen to James Hand, you'll hear a lot of people say, "Man, he sounds just like Hank Williams." Well, obviously influenced by Hank Williams, but he's got his own sound.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And same way with Whitey. People say, "Hey, they sound like Waylon," but no, he's got his own sound, and he's writing his own songs. And that I think Ameripolitan's biggest the thing it's got going for it is that the inability to imitate your influences brings out your originality. Because there is not going to be another Hank Williams, not going to be another Waylon or George Jones or Merle Haggard, but I would like to think there's some people influenced by their music, and we'll keep on, we'll continue on where they left off.
Yeah, that's a really good point, and that's kind of how I felt when I, I'm ashamed to say that I didn't know about the Ameripolitan Awards until earlier this year. But after looking at the nominations and people had won in the past, I realized it was exactly what I was looking for in an award show, because it really is a celebration of so many artists that are making great music, the kind of music that I like today, that doesn't get any representation in the mainstream because the mainstream's just completely abandoned, this whole style of music.
That's exactly right, and it doesn't. This music doesn't appeal to the industry because. As it were, because Nashville pretty much lives and breathes on the same working outline profile it always had, where you have a producer that produces a singer, and then you got the producer gets the singer's songs from his buddies who write the songs, and the producer owns a part of the publishing. And so, in other words, you gotta pat a lot of pockets just to be an artist in Nashville.
Yeah,
you can't. So and a lot of these people in Ameripolitan, they write their own songs.
Yeah.
So that's a big no-no in Nashville. No. We don't. They do not like people that write their own songs and sing them.
Yeah, because they can't. Well, they can't control all ends of it. They can't control the message from the beginning.
If you sing well, you write well, and perform well, and you're an unwanted person in the industry. But you're way welcome in Ameripolitan. We want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing and keep your integrity and keep your roots.
Yeah, that reminds me. I was
at the same point, same token. I mean, we encourage. Like Margaret Price has gone out and done great with Americana, and she's doing good on the charts and stuff. I think in spite of the industry.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that reminds me of. I was listening earlier today to the Dale and Ray album, and the song "Write Your Own Songs" I think is so perfect for just Ameripolitan in general. And then just the state of music today with people not writing their own stuff, and just it's so much more recycled on Music Row nowadays because no one writes their own stuff. And I love the message of that song just being like, well, screw it. If you don't like what I'm saying, write your own damn songs.
You know what's funny is Willie wrote that song in the end.
He was ahead of his time. I mean, he's always been ahead of his time.
He's always ahead of his time.
Yeah.
And, but it's true then. It was very true then. But unfortunately, it's very, very true now.
Yeah. Absolutely. A question about some of the categories in the award show. I think it's really interesting that you have a venue award. That's not something you usually see, recognized, and I think it's more telling of the kind of crowds that the Ameripolitan groups would be playing to, rather than your big box artists just going from arena to arena, and it's just a giant, basketball stadium or whatever. And I think it's really interesting. What made you want to have a venue award included?
Well, the CMAs used to have that.
Really?
Or no, the ACMs, I think.
Okay.
ACMs, because I used to play the Palomino in North Hollywood, Los Angeles, and it got many ACM awards, in which they knew the importance of touring artists. And you can't really get your music out there to people that unless you're on the mainstream radio, unless you got venues to support you, and and the crowds that support the venues. So the fans are number one, and right behind them are these venues and festivals are very important in keeping the blood flowing, and it keeps the artist on the road, making money, spreading the word, and getting the music out. So it's very important, and we've got venues nominated from all over the world, and it's the same as festivals. We got some festivals from Spain this year, and Italy, and of course here in the States. But venues and festivals are very important.
Absolutely, I think it's always an overlooked part of your concert, show experience is the venue and how that kind of is tailored towards the act that you're seeing, that you wouldn't get in a huge arena where they just bring in a new stage and it's all built up, and it's same venue that you used to watch the Bulls game the night before.
Right.
Yeah.
But sometimes some of these venues are small. Not like of course some of them are big, but past winners have been the Broken Spoke and Continental Club, and then most recently in Fort Worth, Texas, the Longhorn Saloon, which is a bigger club. But a lot of these are just ones that some are just neighborhood clubs, neighborhood bars, not bigger than your house.
Absolutely.